So this is the beginning of the aquaponics greenhouse situation here. Of course, we've got some of the microgreens that we started. I told you I was starting in the last video about the farm report. There's down below, we've got amaranth, which is that pretty red color, and then alfalfa sprouts, which have come up really good. And then in here, this is barley, but also I poured a little bit too much of the alfalfa sprouts in. I was used to using the larger container, and so I put a few of the alfalfa sprouts that had begun to germinate into here as well. This will be my first mat that I'm trying to let grow to see how well I can use it for animal food. And then of course here I've got tomatoes and peppers in here. In number 2 here I've got zucchini, cucumbers, strawberry, eggplant, and in here we've got tarragon, fenugreek, holy basil, and oregano, and other herbs. And then in these, now what I've done with these is these are all plants that I will be able to transplant into larger pots. They'll need larger room, and they'll go into some of the lower beds on the aquaponics system that have a little more room. The tomatoes may even have to go next to some of the posts where I can tie them off, but I'll work on that later. But here we've got some plants that don't necessarily, oh, I forgot, we've got it over here. We've got also some broccoli and some Brussels sprouts and cabbage as well as the tomatoes and peppers and the other. But over here we've got lettuce, we've got some Swiss chard, and mesclun, which is a lettuce blend, and also collards. And let's see what else we had. Yeah, that's in that one. And here we've got cabbage here, Brussels sprouts. Oh yeah, here they are: the cabbage, the Brussels sprouts, the broccoli, and this one. And what I've done is these are the containers that I'm kind of experimenting with. And these cups here have the grow medium in them, which is, let's see if I can open up this side again, is the clay balls on top of cocoa core, which is on top of perlite. And I just take and I mist these daily and keep them moist. And then you can see inside the cups there were some beads of water where the let's see if you can see the beads of water here where even not being fully enclosed, the condensation is building up, which means there's humidity in there, which is what you want to get. I'm going to be working on, you notice these are yogurt cups that I have. I like to reuse everything. I think we are very, very wasteful as a people in general. And these are perfectly good containers. And I'll pass these along with seedlings and everything like that as we go, and try to reuse and repurpose everything as much as we can. Soon I'm hoping to do away, of course, with using these cups altogether, as we're producing our own yogurt and we don't have to have these things. But I'm also working on something, and I'll see what I can fix up with a little one of these, something similar to this mini greenhouse. I just noticed the little container, that the clamshell containers that the fruits come in, like strawberries and blueberries and blackberries. Those will be really good to make planters out of. But this is what we're doing right now. I'll be back in a few minutes to show you how to clean the eggs. We're about to start our first egg giveaway here after Christmas, and as part of what we do with the whole permaculture thing, which is sharing from our abundance. So we've got quite a good harvest of eggs. We're going to clean them up, and I'll show you how to do that without soap and water in a safe way. We'll be right back. Okay, I'm back with the egg cleaning here. First of all, I want to let you know that you shouldn't wash your eggs with water. Eggs have a protective coating that keeps bacteria out of the interior of the egg, and washing eggs, especially in warm water, will kind of dissolve away that coating, and you can kind of sense it, feel it. And counterintuitively, you use something like sandpaper. And wherever you find dirt, you just lightly sand. And usually the dirt's not that big a deal because you can wash the eggs before you use them. But usually what you'll find are poop. Let's see if I can find one with a good bit of poop on it here. As you see, I've got a good bit of eggs to go through today. Most of them are fairly clean. The thing about eggs is that if they're clean and in good, you don't submit them to water, they'll last several weeks just on the counter at room temperature. If you ever want to test your eggs, it's really simple to see whether they're good or not. Just drop them in a glass of water. Bad eggs will float because the gases have started building up inside. It makes it lighter inside. So we're just going to use, and I'm trying a couple of different sandpaper grits here. This is the first time I've really gone into cleaning the eggs a lot and vigorously because we're going to be giving them away. Part of the whole permaculture thing is sharing from our excess, sharing from our bounty, not hoarding. So instead of doing the old, let's pickle these eggs and put them in barrels and store them in our garage until the great apocalypse comes, we're not going to do that. We're going to take them and we're going to clean them up and we're going to share them with our neighbors and friends and those around us and anyone in need, because that's what the mentality of abundance does. I don't come to you from a point of need. I come to you from a point of generosity and giving. And I think that's what's going to happen in this year. I'm really excited about it. Just reading a Facebook post this morning, and someone mentioned 2020. They said they had on there was kind of like a little checkbox thing, good or bad for you. Well, my wife and I were talking, Charlene, last night, and we were talking about everything that's happened with us as far as our spiritual, physical, mental, emotional growth. I mean, hell, last year, my dad was pretty much on his deathbed. He was in a hospital with congestive heart failure, and they were pretty much saying, well, we'll send you home to rehab. We don't know how well good you'll be, and I'll film you a little bit later on. I've got another video that I'm running right now, kind of bookending this one on cooking chili. So while the chili's cooking in the crock pot, I'll plan on how I can get Dad in the video. But he's lost about 60 pounds, and even though the dementia is still there, he still has it's slowed, and I attribute that to diet, but I also attribute it to a changing in our attitude and our mentality. So a lot has happened in this year. So my wife and I were talking about the good things that have happened this year. We've grown closer than ever before. I mean, our relationship is just incredibly strong right now. I feel more love, and again, it's because we're both operating from a place of abundance, not from a place of need. We don't approach each other with needs. We approach each other in what can I give to the other person, and it works out pretty good for us. And you know, in case you're saying, well, hell, your other years must have been pretty stinking bad. No, these 20 plus years there've been some pretty incredible experiences there. But this past year, with everything that's gone on, and I only look for 2021 to be even better. Because let me tell you, whether you expect it to be absolutely good or absolutely miserable, 2021 will be exactly what you expect it to be. Namaste. Okay, so we ended up having 1, 2, 3, 4, and starting on a 5th dozen. That's not bad considering we've given away a couple of dozens to some friends, and I dropped an egg today for the first time. But once I get to 6 dozen, which I should be up to, let's see, I've got, I want to say 4 or 5, almost 5 by Sunday, and Sunday we'll start the giveaway program. And just looking at the eggs, and it just made me think of how how just the egg ties into everything that's going on here about, looking at how different the eggs are. You've got blue eggs, and I'll show you later how the blue eggs are going to figure into this thing. And then you got some brown eggs, and none of the eggs, are the same. I just want to try. That's a rookie camera mistake there. But is this the one here that's so odd looking, I think? Long, let's see. There was one in here that was really long and slender. And I think that was it, maybe. Anyway, I look at all the eggs and see how different they are, and I think about the video my friend Kevin Butler shared with me about the egg, and I'll try to post a link to it maybe as soon as I figure out how to do that. But about how each egg, and we kind of like one of the mental aspects, the spiritual aspects even, to this whole corporate idea of these corporatism, this idea of things in a box. Your eggs all look the same, your broccoli pieces all look the same, your cookies all look the same, everything looking the same. It really is a psychological game being played that makes you think that not being homogenous and not fitting in is somehow wrong. But each one of these eggs has a unique caricature, and I think this is the one. Yes, it's uniquely made, just like you are uniquely made. Everything necessary for the survival of that egg and for the carrying on of everything is in that egg, and that's in you. But it's unique, and this egg is not like this egg, is not like this egg, is not like this egg, is certainly not like this egg. But that doesn't make any of these eggs any bit better or worse. They're all eggs, and so are we all, even though we look different. And instead of noticing the differences, we should celebrate the difference and look for that as a means to embrace their perspective. I'll be back with tell you how we're going to do the egg delivery system. I want to surprise my wife with it later on. Namaste. All right, Charlene, I've come up with an idea on how to deliver these eggs to our neighbors. Most people don't like to get anything for free. They think it's charity, or they think you're feeling sorry for them or whatever. So what we do is we tell them, we ask them, we say, we got eggs, brown eggs or fresh eggs. They're organically raised and everything. And if they say, well, how much? We say, we've decided that every once in a while we come up with a blue egg, because we have some chickens that lay blue eggs. If there's a blue egg in the dozen, then that dozen happens to be free. Oh, you're in luck. Here are your eggs. Okay, pretty cool idea, huh? Well, that pretty much sums up what Buckwheat Farms is all about. This whole video does. This whole concept of trying to trick people into accepting, to allowing you to give to them. We think that we're unworthy of receiving, that we step out of the way of so much of what's coming our way. So anyway, I summarize even better. This is just kind of a thumbnail of some of the things we do at Buckwheat Farms as far as the permaculture. You got a little taste of that. You got a little taste of voluntarism all throughout, because everything we do is voluntary. In fact, we're committed to running a totally ad-free website, ad-free YouTube channel. Once I get to whatever point that is, I will not accept the partner thing or whatever. Anyway, and that's part of the voluntarism, and then the magic is the intent, that everything that has happened here is because we've changed our mind about things, and that's all magic is changing your mind. That's all it is. So anyway, we've kind of summed things up a little bit here. I will have an article coming out on Vocal. I'm working on it right now, that will go in a little more detail about how we will actually save our world by implementing these three things. It's really that simple. And anyway, check out the article on vocal. Be sure to like us down below. If you'd like to subscribe, we'd love to have you a subscriber. I'm working on something special for my subscribers. Later on, I will be posting in the chili recipe. And again, when you go over to Vocal, just check out the article on Vocal, because we are ad-free and all that. We do get a little bling from your reading Vocal. It's an ad-free thing. It's a sharing site. I think it's really cool. I think it is part of what's coming. It's kind of like what's the one for a Patreon for podcasts, and there are a few others that I'm looking at. Dat Chat that I'm looking at as well. So I'm looking at some alternative social media sites, or actually media sites that operate ad-free, that will operate on a voluntary operation. It just every time I start into an article and all the crap starts popping up, it's like, why bother? I'll just go to Wikipedia or something. But anyway, until next time, again, check us out at the website. What is it? buckwheatfarmslove.com. And that's what we are. We're love. We love you. We hope you're having a great day. We hope you have a great year. Until next time, Namaste.